Welcome back to Women's Wealth, The Middle Way, the show that answers your questions about work, money, and family. My name is Susan McGlory Michael, and I am the CEO and founder of Glen Eagle, a wealth management firm in New Jersey. Today we are joined by Deborah Millar, RN, from Princeton Medical Center, with over 30 years of experience. Deborah now leads a community wellness program, including self-defense courses that teach people of all ages how to stay safe. Wow, there's something I think we all need. So welcome, Deborah. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Deborah, just so that we all get familiar with another woman with a journey who has given back to society, can you share with us your background?
My journey began in New Jersey, where my passion for healthcare was ignited from a very young age. There's a video that my parents have from when I was just 4 years old, where I shared my dream of becoming a baby doctor to help people. This set the stage for a lifelong commitment to service. Growing up, I was involved in helping others, whether it was volunteering with children's sports teams or Girl Scouts or with working in senior centers with the senior community. I was always wanting to do something to help others. So after high school, I pursued a nursing degree, diving into labor and delivery as well as pediatrics. I joined Princeton Hospital, now Penn Medicine Princeton Health, and have been with this incredible organization for over 33 years. And over the years, I've expanded my expertise with a variety of certifications, from CPR to first aid to self-defense programs through RAD systems. I am also blessed with 2 wonderful children and a granddaughter who is just the light of my life. She's 2.5 years old, and she's just so pleasant and wonderful.
And I know how those grandbabies are. When you hold them for the first time, you realize the beauty of life and how it's come full circle. But I was smiling when you talked about how you always had a passion. And since you were little, my granddaughter just started her 4-year-old program, and her mom is a doctor at UPenn. And she was doing that video first day. And one of her last questions was, "And Catherine, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And she said, "A doctor." And since her grandmother and dad and everybody are finance, we've all texted back and said, "Game on, here we go."
That's wonderful. Yeah, no matter.
I guess whatever mommy is you want to be, and that's the right thing. We just got a kick out of that. It's like, we'll have to work on this. So years go on, but nothing really changes. When you talked about your labor and delivery, that is such a gift, and especially now as a grandmother. But can you explore with us your journey and how it evolved from working from a labor and delivery nurse to becoming the director of a community wellness and introducing self-defense programs? That's a change in direction, and how that came about would be, we're intrigued to hear about that.
Sure. I've been with this organization for 33 years, and my career took a fascinating turn in 1993 when I was deeply immersed in labor and delivery and teaching childbirth education and CPR classes. At that point, I was asked to expand my role as I took on the oversight of the childbirth education and CPR departments. Then in 2003, a visionary move by our current CEO at that time led to the creation of the Community Wellness and Engagement Department. This new initiative aims at immersing our community outreach efforts to a cohesive strategy, enhancing our community partnerships and providing holistic care from preconception through end-of-life services, programs, health fairs, lectures, screenings, special events. And today we run over 2,000 programs annually, including in self-defense classes. Those began about 19 years ago when I encountered a RAD Women Basic Self-Defense course in my community, and I was impressed by its empowering nature. At that point, I was determined to bring this life-changing training that I took to our community. So I secured funding to train instructors, and at this point, we have about 15 current instructors, and then my associate director and I are now instructor trainers for the discipline, and we travel and train others to be trainers in this discipline. And at the hospital now, we offer more than 20 self-defense classes each year for various groups, organizations, staff, and community members alike.
Share with us some common misconceptions about personal safety, because when you talk about that self-defense program that you address in the course. So if a woman would be interested in Googling this RADS Women's Program, what would they find? Like maybe they just don't understand or they have some misconceptions about personal safety.
Sure. So the RAD system stands for the largest self-defense training network of its kind, really boasting a remarkable over now 30-year history of empowering individuals. Their mission is to help people discover and harness their inner strength through practical self. We offer RAD courses for men, women, seniors, making self-defense accessible really to everyone, regardless of any prior experience or physical ability. The training is really designed to be straightforward and effective. We teach participants essential skills to avoid, disengage, evaluate, and escape potentially dangerous situations. One of the standout features of RAD is their lifetime return policy practice, which encourages students to revisit and refine skills whenever they choose, really ensuring they stay sharp and confident. So some of the things that we discuss in the class is a prevalent misconception that women are powerless against an assault, due largely to societal conditioning that promotes non-confrontation and compliance. This myth really overlooks the fact that women, like everyone, can and should be empowered to defend themselves. It's really interesting. 150 years ago, a quote from Susan B. Anthony that she stated in 1871 really resonates strong, that says, "Women must not depend on protection of a man, but must be taught to defend herself." In our classes, we really equip women with practical self-defense skills and bolster their confidence. We focus on enhancing their self-defense options so they can respond effectively if they are confronted. Our objective is to develop and enhance the options of self-defense so they may become viable considerations to the woman who is attacked. So really our training aims to build self-assurance, enables participants to prepare for and manage potential threats with increased confidence and the capability to avoid and, if necessary, disengage, evaluate, and escape potential dangerous situations.
When you talk about Susan B. Anthony, she was right on. She's one of my heroes. She had a lot of profound statements and so proactive in her forward thinking. But I think you're so right when you talk about women and our views and what we've heard over the years and how it's been revolutionary changing. But you're right with these misconceptions. And when you talk about that, it causes each of us to pause because I think we go day to day and take things for granted. And a course like this could be life changing. And you might not even think about it, but when the situation occurs, it's there. It's in your almost instinct of what to do. And it could be so beneficial and life saving. So this has been amazing. And I hope that people do look up the RAD Women's Self Defense Program because I think it's such a gift to the community, no matter where you are. We always ask our guests to give one piece of practical safety advice that you'd like to share with our listeners that they can start implementing right now in their daily life. So they're driving down the road today, they're listening to you on the radio or they're listening on one of their devices. What is one thing that they could start today that you think could be empowering to them?
One fundamental piece of advice is that everyone has the inherent right to defend themselves whenever necessary. While there's no universal method to really prevent an assault, proactive steps can significantly reduce your risk. And in our classes, we emphasize the importance of risk awareness, risk reduction, risk recognition, and risk avoidance. And these are the key elements that cover about 90% of self-defense education. So being alert and making your environment safer, such as improving lighting and security in your home, are really crucial steps. So pay attention to your surroundings, consider adjusting your routines, be mindful of safety when using public transportation, and keep in mind that no approach really guarantees complete safety, but staying vigilant can really make a substantial difference. And if you're interested in taking safety concerns further, really consider joining us in one of our classes. It's a great step towards empowerment and preparedness.
Thank you, Deborah. I can't thank you enough for your wealth of knowledge in this short amount of time. I've been taking notes, so I appreciate your joining us today, and I hope that our listeners will reach out. And thank you for the gift of giving back. So really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode of Women's Wealth, The Middle Way. Make sure to subscribe to us and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, or your favorite podcast app. Join us for new episodes every other Wednesday. See you in 2 weeks.